The 1947 Aden riots was one of the most violent attacks on Mizrahi Jewish communities in the Middle East in modern times, resulting in at least 82 Jews murdered and a wide-scale devastation of the local Jewish community of Aden. The riots also claimed the lives of 33 Arabs, 4 Muslim Indians and 1 Somali. The riots were a significant embarrassment for the British government, particularly given that the British-raised Aden Protectorate Levies were blamed for causing many unnecessary deaths. Background: by the mid-20th century, Aden had a community of several thousand Jews. In the 1930s, there were rare, religiously motivated outbreaks of anti-Jewish violence and a relatively small riot in 1932. In the 1940s, visits of Palestinian Arabs to Aden and expressions of anti-Jewish sentiments became common. Aden's educated Arab population had become exposed to Egyptian newspapers, as well as radio broadcasts of Voice of the Arabs from Cairo, which incited political awareness and prepared the grounds for the anti-Jewish massacre of November 1947 and later the 1967 expulsion of the British forces. The riots, following the 29th of November 1947 vote by the UN on partition of mandatory Palestine, wide-scale protests took place across the Arab countries and communities, with Aden being no exception. On December 2, the Arabs of Aden proclaimed a comprehensive 3-day solidarity strike. Shortly after the beginning, the protests in Aden erupted into a shameful outbreak of violence against the Jews. According to the British governor of the colony of Aden, Sir Reginald Champion, the rioting after the 4th of December was triggered by alleged hostile Jewish activity and killing of an Indian Muslim doctor and a levy, almost certainly by a Jewish sniper, of the 4th of December. According to a contemporary news account, the rioting began on the 2nd of December, when an Arab crowd converged on the Jewish quarter in Aden's Old Town. Jewish shops were looted and burned. The rioting resumed the following day, and British Army units from the Suez Canal Zone and Navy forces were brought in to restore order. The Salim Girls' School in 1929, which was located next to King George V Jewish Boys' School and was also gutted in the 1947 riots. Overall, 82 Jews were killed and 76 wounded. In Crater, 106 Jewish-owned shops were completely looted and 8 more were partially looted, while the only 2 Jewish schools were burnt and some 30 houses, while almost all private Jewish-owned cars were burnt. In Sheikh Uthman, 61 houses were damaged and looted. 12 more houses were burnt, 5 shops, 1 school and 1 synagogue, as well as Jewish-owned distillery were burnt as well. A subsequent British Commission of Inquiry found that trigger-happy firing by Aden Protectorate levies had resulted in unnecessary casualties of 82 Jews and 38 Arabs. Sir Harry Trusted, who was sent to Aden as commissioner to investigate the riots, recommended that British troops be permanently stationed there. Aftermath: shortly following the bloody riots, Aden Jewish community almost entirely emptied, together with most of the Yemeni Jewish community.